Hey, you over there in the green. Yeah, I see you. Pay attention. It's snippet time. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we elevate our mindset and trade hangovers for higher consciousness, one powerful snippet at a time. I'm Becca Jacobson, and I want to start by saying, hey, gals, those of you out there, you avid, devoted snippet lovers, thank you. Thank you for being in my world and getting your snippet 3 times a week. I appreciate you more than you can possibly know. And if this is one of your first snippets, maybe your very first snippet, my dear, welcome home. This is where you belong if you're a 40-plus woman struggling with alcohol. We keep the home fires burning just for you. Gals, today I'm going to ask you very carefully to consider what you're feeding yourself. So here's what prompted this. I went to the grocery store the other day. I've seen these before, but it just struck me all of a sudden. Little tiny shopping carts for about maybe 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds. The little baby carts. And on these little carts is a pole with a little flag. And at the top of the flag, it says, customer in training. Now, yes, I've seen those before, but let's think about that. Let's be consumers till the day we die. Well, let's teach our children early how to consume. Customer in training. And there's the little kid pushing the cart. I get it. It's cute. It's meant to be harmless. But there's such a sort of almost sinister underlying, okay, maybe I'm overthinking, but I didn't like it. I don't want to teach my kid to be a consumer. I want to teach them to be discriminating. And to make fun of a shopping cart, I get it. I can lighten up, gals. All right, I'll lighten up. But here's another one. Here's another one that gives me the same feeling. Ready? When you open up whatever social media app you prefer, most of us have a favorite, and whatever appears on your screen, that is called what? What is that called? Didn't know there'd be a quiz today, did you? It's called your feed. Okay, wait a minute. Who's feeding you? Your feed. It's insulting. It's like, you're not feeding me. Who gave you permission to feed me crap I never asked for? Now, okay, I get it. I can lighten up. I can slow down. But the language we use subconsciously affects how we digest what's going on. The word feed really does send shivers down my back. We're careful about what we eat, but we let some algorithm that is designed by a multi-billion, trillion-dollar company decide what we're going to be fed that day in through our eyes and our ears. They're feeding us through our eyes and our ears. And when things come in through our eyes and our ears, where does it go? Into our consciousness, into our emotional beings, into our hearts, right into our lives. And when that app opens, you're instantly being fed based on partly what you've looked at before. But here's another kind of creepy thing I want to share with you. Have you noticed that if your phone is nearby and you mention something, within a day or two, it'll show up on your feed? Have you noticed that? Here's an example. This just happened to me, and I'm so creeped out. I mean, we know it's true. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to ask you at the end. This snippet is about discriminating on what you're willing to let in through your eyes and ears. And I've talked about this before, but gals, my job here is to remind you. Remember, remember, remember. Stay awake, stay awake. So the other day, I was walking with a girlfriend, and I had my phone in my pocket. My phone was counting my steps, as a matter of fact, but it was doing a hell of a lot more than that. We're walking along, and my girlfriend is studying Carl Jung. Carl Jung, she's interested, and that's cool. So we started talking about that. How's your study going? What are you learning? What's it like? And so we had a little, maybe 5-minute conversation about Carl Jung. The next day, when I opened up my feed, guess who popped up? Yeah, you guessed it. I've never searched for Carl Jung. I've never shown an interest in Carl Jung. And there was a video. I'm talking about YouTube this time. There was a video delivering information that Carl Jung had either written about or I don't know. I didn't watch it, but I know I'm like, wow, my phone heard me. I know it did. And it said, oh, let's give her some info on Carl Jung. Sounds like she's interested in Carl Jung. Gals, I'm not making this up, right? So what options do we have? Well, we could not carry our phones, but we know that's not going to happen. I love my pedometer app. So what do we do about this? Well, don't get afraid. Don't start thinking in terms of conspiracy theories. Don't walk around in fear. Don't even get angry. Be discriminating. Remember that it's a feed. Whatever comes across is a feed. And you get to choose. Take control of what goes in your eyes and ears. Now, there's 3 little dots in most of the apps. They're all different. When something comes up on your feed that you're like, I don't want to see that, tap those 3 dots and you can get rid of it. They have different language. I think YouTube says not interested. And so I let it know. I don't want to hear about that. Leave me alone. Bug off, right? Now, are there other settings where we can slow the feed down or stop it from spying on us? I don't know. Frankly, I'm not going to spend too much of my precious time trying to find out. I don't think fighting the app or fighting the algorithm or fighting the company or fighting it or them or whoever it is out there that could breed fear in us, I don't think that's the approach, gals. The approach is discrimination. The approach is choice. The approach is being awake, not in a tense, struggling, white-knuckling kind of way. Oh, they're out to get, I better be careful every moment. You can relax. You can relax, but choose, decide, do I want to see this nonsense? And if too much nonsense is coming in your feed, maybe it's time to not open it as often. You see, that's the other problem. We go there way too often. And so every day we're getting fed by a power outside of ourselves and allowing it to feed us. And it's feeding your soul, my dear. It's feeding your heart, your mind, your soul. It's feeding your subconscious. It is affecting your life. I'm going to repeat. This snippet is not to make anyone afraid or even angry. I don't believe in creating common enemies that you and I can fight against. The world is what it is, gals, and it always will be. If you want to be involved in trying to change the world in any way, go ahead, right? That's not what I teach here. What I teach here is self-agency, personal agency, making choices instead of being led. That's what I teach here. Because the world will always be what it is, whether it's coming through your phone or your actual life. People will come in and say things and do things. Life will be life, and it'll always be life. And stuff's coming down the pike, my dear, that's going to be difficult. Stuff's also coming up down the pike for you that's going to be wonderful. It's going to be, and you can't stop it. So, all right, let life be life, but let me discriminate on how I want to allow it to affect me. And this, in my opinion, starts, the most powerful thing we can do is remember that it's coming in. If you're allowing it through your eyes and ears without discrimination, somebody's feeding you. I know that you would not allow a perfect stranger into your kitchen to throw whatever garbage they want into your fridge and cupboards and start cooking you meals full of garbage, and you would just sit down and let them feed you the garbage. Here's your garbage today. Go ahead, eat the garbage. This is the garbage we're putting in your mouth. We're very careful about what we put in our mouth. Granted, maybe a little too much ice cream or whatever it is. Fair enough. That's our own personal choice, isn't it? Although we could go down the advertising rabbit hole, but we won't. We're quite careful with what we put in our mouths, generally speaking. I want you to be as careful with what you put in your eyes and ears, because what you put in your eyes and ears will affect your body more than your actual diet. If you put fear in your eyes and ears, fear makes the body sick. It weakens the physical body. You can have all the healthy food in the world and feed yourself fear day in and day out, and you will be sick. No amount of carrot juice, my dear, can counteract a diet of fear, doubt, self-loathing, shame, any of those things. If you want a healthy body, start with what you're putting in your eyes and your ears, not your mouth. So open those eyes, open those ears, and start deciding what you're going to allow in them, and you will find a change in your life that's absolutely wonderful, my dears. Personal agency, discrimination, and remembering that it's your life and you get to choose. Every single moment is a choice. You cannot change life, but you can decide how you're going to respond to it. Not react to it, but respond to it. Take that deep breath and choose what comes in through your eyes and your ears. And if you're interested in a reflection in your personal journey, the Sacred Mirror is open today. Go to the show notes of this particular episode. You'll find a link there that you can tap. You can answer a couple of simple questions that will come to me and me alone. And I'll respond to your story by turning on this microphone and offering you a simple reflection, not advice, not a sales pitch, a reflection from an external third party who doesn't have the emotions coloring her view of what you're sharing. And that, my dear, is very powerful. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.